So, welcome back everyone to Snowrunner on hard mode. I had a little bit of a incident with the last attempt at trying to film. I was, 20 minutes into the video and I realized that my microphone wasn't on, so there was no footage. But I did end up actually flipping the GMC. I was not paying attention to the road. I was looking because the suspension looked all funky. So I was looking and I rolled it. So we brought the pickup back to the garage, hooked up to the service trailer, pulled the Fleet Star out, got it all hooked up with some winching, and got our Fleet Star repaired, threw a little bit of fuel in it. And now we are going to bring the Fleet Star over to the GMC in order to save it. It's a good thing we didn't sell the Fleet Star like I originally was thinking about, because it has officially become our rescue truck. So, here we go. I have to say, I wonder if the Fleet Star is a better truck than the GMC. I know, blasphemy, shut my mouth. But they are two different just classes of truck is what it comes down to. The GMC is a highway versus this is a heavy duty. And the GMC in two-wheel drive has definitely struggled coming through this little section before. And yeah, there it is. The Fleet Star goes through it in two-wheel drive without even a second thought, really. I wonder if maybe it has slightly better tires on the Fleet Star. Like, are they a little more off-road capable than the GM? And is that the difference? Is it weight? Like, I don't know what it is, but the Fleet Star does actually seem to handle the off-road section a little bit better than that GMC. So I might be in for quite the shocker trying to use the GMC as a main truck this early in the game. I might have to take a double look and see if maybe it is tires. If it was tires and then the GMC just started doing as well as the Fleet Star, that would be pretty amazing. But as it stands, the GMC has given us a little bit of grief going through some of these areas. Like this area in particular has been a big issue as well. It could be the type of load that we have as well, but you can see the Fleet Star just crawls through here with minimal effort. So, but it is hauling way less. It doesn't have a bed on it, so those things could be contributing factors. I'm really just not sure. Hopefully we have enough fuel to get to town so we can refill this fuel trailer. I have to say, though, out of all the trucks I have driven in this game, I do feel like the Fleet Star has the nicest sounding engine. Now, I don't think I have all-wheel drive equipped to this. I don't think I'm going to go through... I'm going to take this little side path here. This side path is actually... It looks more treacherous than the big dip, but it's actually the detour for an easier drive, which is interesting to think about. It's just the steep angle and then all the water. I guess it makes the tires wet and offers very little traction. So my OBS recording studio is doing a little bit of flickering, so I'm hoping that things are okay. Oh no. Are we out of fuel? We are practically out of fuel. Oh no. And there's no winch points. Alright, we're gonna go grab the pickup again, and we are going to give her some more fuel to try and make it. So here we go. Alright, so here we are back at the Fleet Star. We had to drive up into town and refuel our Chevy pickup here so we could give enough to the Fleet Star. That puts us back down at 19. We're going to go park the pickup here over at the gas station, and we will carry on with our mission. I do find it rather interesting that, oh no, did I make a horrible mistake? There we go. We'll just leave the trailer there. We don't really need it, and it's not really in the way. Anyways, I do find it rather interesting, and it's kind of a game saver in all reality, that fuel is just generic in this game. Like, obviously, this would run on diesel, and our pickup would run on petrol gas, which are not an interchangeable fuel. You don't put diesel in your car, and you don't put, you know, petrol gas in your diesel pickup. So they are not interchangeable. But in this game, it's just whatever is kind of thing. So, like, that will fill up any vehicle we run into, which I find very just interesting. It's beneficial. This game would be so much harder if there was a difference. For sure, you'd have an entire tank of gas, petrol gas, and then say you need diesel. Well, no diesel. So... Alright, here we are, back at the GM. So. Alright, so the best thing I think for us to do is to drive up this way. We're gonna hook up a winch to hopefully this, and let's pull. Oh, this isn't going well. Come on. Oh no. Don't tell me I'm actually gonna have to save this thing. You need to just flip. Is it going? No. Bummer. Oh my goodness. What is the best way to do this? Almost got it. Need that second gear. I could get down that hill a little bit, the weight might help pull. My goodness, you are so stubborn. Believe how hard it is to flip a truck over with another truck. I am trying to flip it up a hill. The other way would work much better, most likely. But there's nowhere to go over there. Oh my goodness. We just have to get that front end unhooked on the tree. Should have put the all-wheel drive system on this. I probably would have had this done by now. Did I just, like, put this back exactly where it was before? Oh my goodness. I just mucked it right up. Fudge! Where's the reset button? Oh, you had to get stuck in the most ignorant of places, didn't ya? Right on a tree. There was no tree. I could have had you flipped over by now. Alright, we're on flat ground now, so hopefully... Apparently this diff lock worked really well, actually. Oh. And there we go. We have finally flipped our GMC back over. Yay. Think we're just gonna put the Fleet Star right here for now. Did a good job there, Fleet Star. You are the shining star of the day. GMC, can we please not do that again? Alright, there we go. We're back to cruising. Oh my goodness, look at the side of it. It's all just mud. That's awesome. So. Alright. So. Now, back to the business at hand. I do believe last episode I was, in my video before everything went sour, I was originally thinking about the... Oh, I think I was thinking about Steel River Supply. So it needs 2 consumables and 2 wooden planks, which you get from the farm, the 2 consumables and the 2 wooden planks, which are really close. And then on the way out here, I do want to bring... I'm sorry, I'm totally at a loss for what I had planned. This flipped truck really really messed with my head a little bit. I'm very lost on what I was planning on doing. There's the wet... Ah, there we go. The wet harvest is what I was planning to do. There we go. I need to bring metal beams and 2 wooden planks to the farm. And then you need to get 2 bricks, which we have 1 brick on this trailer, but we are currently missing another brick, so we have to find everything. So we're gonna have to do, I think, a scouting episode and drive the pickup, go get all these watchtowers, and unlock the other factories and stuff that you can go to, because as you can see, there are no other bricks. Oh, this zooms so slow. Yeah, the farm only has consumables. You can see right there, it only has consumables. We do have a couple other buildings that will be unlocked once we use the watchtower. So for today's video, it might be best to do some scouting and see if we can get the diff lock for the GM as well. So that's going to be really helpful. So we'll get started here. Of course, it's raining. I've already burnt through 500 liters of this fuel carrier. In the spirit of doing things that I haven't done before, there is a scout pickup, or sorry, a scout 800. It's a scout. It's a scout is basically what it is. It's a scout vehicle. It's called a scout, and it is available up this way. Every time I've ever played this game, I either use this Chevy pickup to start the game, or I've been using the mods because I'm not particularly fond of the scout vehicles in this game. I find that the scout tires just do not perform as well as I feel they should. So the modded trucks are generally the way I like to go. But it's hard to find a mod that isn't too overpowered in a way. Like, so many scouts can haul... So many of the modded scouts can, like, haul trailers through thick mud and stuff like that, and that's not exactly realistic. So a lot of the time I will pick a mod and I won't put all the best things into it just to keep hindering myself a little bit to try and make it as realistic as I can. So I have never used the Scout as a main vehicle in this game. When the game first came out, the Con was available, and the Con is insanely good. So I used the Con when the game had come out. So that was a DLC truck I got. The Chevy Apache was another one that I use. And then if you can get over and get the F750 and get a couple of the upgrades for it, it's another one. But yeah, I generally end up using the Chevy pickup, or the International Lodestar is another big one. So this time, maybe we will actually use the Scout and see how it does. It does come with a diff lock, versus this truck you have to find the diff lock, and the diff lock can be a game changer sometimes. So that could be cool. Plus I think it is just better on fuel than this guy is. This guy can be a little bit thirsty sometimes. I've got all the DLC packs as well. I've used the Jeep as a starting... Oh, whoops. I've used the Jeep as a starting one, and the older Jeep, the Renegade, I think it is. Either way, it's kind of a cool starting one, but again, once you put the mud tires and stuff on it, I find it definitely underperforms. The newer Jeep Wrangler is very good with the crawling suspension and stuff. I did use that a fair bit in another playthrough. I have looked through like DLC trucks. The Crocodile is amazing. It doesn't actually count as a scout vehicle, but it behaves very similar to one. So sometimes I've used the Crocodile. So, alright, and here we are. Here is the Scout 800, the International. There we are. And we are going to pull this into town. Here we go. The Scout 800 does have a more vicious tip point. That is the downside to using it, especially when you put the spare fuel and stuff on the top. I'm disappointed they didn't bring some of the scout vehicles from Mudrunner over to this game. The Chevy Blazer was a really cool scout vehicle that I loved using in Mudrunner. There was an old Chevy's pickup. It was actually a front wheel drive pickup with the straight six in it. That I loved using. Some of the Russian vehicles were pretty cool, so I am disappointed that they didn't bring those over to this game. It's basically relied on modders to put them in, and I do just feel that the modders do, for the most part, make the vehicles a little too good, because they make them for modded maps and stuff too, to do more crazy things than just play the game, right? Come on with me. I'm gonna fire up the Scout's engine, let the AI system kinda help us out here. Oh, there's so many rocks here. We have a problem. What am I getting hung up on all the time? Oh, it's these two rocks. They're so badly placed. Well, perfectly placed to be irritating. They're just too big to crawl over. If I'm not towing, will I get over it? I just want the rock to roll off the edge. Not me, though. The rock. There we go. Come on, Scout. Okay, I do think the Scout is only in rear-wheel drive, so if I change over, you can see it comes with its all-wheel drive system and everything. There we go. And then when you change back to your truck, the vehicle will stay in four-wheel drive, or all-wheel drive, as the game calls it, but in this instance it will actually be four-wheel. But that'll help us pull her up, and she should do much better if I don't drive off the cliff. 2 rollovers in 1 episode would be very unfortunate. At least the Chevy pickup would be easier to flip than that GMC. Try and stay out of the deep mud. There we go. And for this section here, I think I may just drive the Scout instead of pulling it. Just because this can be now. You know what? We'll give it a shot. We'll see what happens. This will be where you possibly notice the diff lock being a lot more... Oh no, I actually plowed through that really nicely. That went very well. That is where the diff lock would really shine, is in the mud and stuff. That's where you notice it. I love playing in the mud. Love getting your vehicles dirty and trying to work through it. It's fun in game because if you break something, you don't have to fix it. Real life is obviously a little bit more fun, but it does come with a pay-to-play cost. If you break something, throw a drive shaft, whatever, you have to fix it. Gotta have the parts to fix it, which can be unfortunate. Oh. We might have to do this one at a time. This section has been giving us some grief. We'll see here. Get up on the high. So, there we go. I do think the mud physics in this game are obviously very good, but I definitely have noticed that the axles don't actually... They're not... they almost don't exist. They're there for show. You can see it when you go over some of the heavier rocks and stuff. You can see that they pass through the axles, so... I mean, there's obviously only so much realism they can put into a game, and if you add too much, it becomes no fun, right? So you wouldn't be able to get away with doing some really stupid stuff if they made this too realistic. And getting away with some of the more ridiculous things is kind of what makes this game extra fun. So... for a game that you don't really do all that much, it's very enjoyable, very, very relaxing. The scenery is one of the biggest selling points for this game for me. I love the views, the sunrises, and everything. It is just unfortunate we can't switch to daytime on the fly. This Chevy pickup's putting in some work here. Just doing all right. Hasn't really let us down yet. The only time I'd really say it let us down was when I had flipped the GMC in my other recording, and I tried to use this to flip it over, but at the same time, that's not really letting you down because it's unrealistic to expect this thing to do that. So, alright, here we are, we're back in town. We're gonna drop the Scout, and we're gonna go park this guy over here by the... I'm gonna park it in this parking lot, I think. I like that plan. That's a good plan. Alright, we'll go hop over into our Scout now. It's got 86% fuel left, so we can hop into the cab here. This thing's pretty cool. International Scout. I have always kind of wanted to use this thing, but like I said, the tipping point can be kind of vicious. Especially when you put the lift onto it and bigger tires and stuff. But I do think it's more capable than the Chev. Comes with slightly less fuel too, 8 liters less. That's something to kind of consider. So... first thing I want to do is I want to go up this mountain here and go collect this upgrade part. So we're actually going to head back to the spot where we dropped our repair trailer and head up the mountain that way. So. I don't think this thing goes as fast as the Chevy either. I noticed that the rear end isn't quite as squirrely as the Chevy pickup. Alright, here we are. Of course, somebody parked his trailer right in the center of the road. Don't know why you would do that. Yeah, you can see they're already threatening us with the tip. Of course, it would help if I was on the road here. But yeah, this thing, it's going to be a little bit more of be careful with it kind of thing. So. There's quite a few DLC trucks I haven't tried in this game either. So usually, you know, you try and build up a whole bunch of money or something, and then you might go buy. Oh wow, I totally missed my turn. Yeah, there was a turn right there I was supposed to take. Oh my. But usually that's kind of how, I mean, I think that the game gets played for a lot of people right away. Is you build up some money and then you buy your first truck. Like, your first upgrade is the idea. A lot of the time I use the Fleet Star for as long as I can until I can get the White Western Star, because the White Western Star is pretty much it's kind of in the same favorite zone as the GMC. I love the design of the White Western Star. I think it's really cool, kind of old-fashioned look, but it's also very capable. The only issue with it is it doesn't have much ground clearance, and I do generally use that for a good portion of the game after that. But I have tried a couple of the DLC trucks, the Western Stars and stuff, so... Oh my goodness, you do not want to turn. Why do you not want to turn? There's just so many humps. There we go. So, I'm trying to decide what truck I want to try and use. I've never used the GMC Brigader. I do think you have to be at pretty high level, though, in order to get its all-wheel drive function and stuff like that. So, it might be a later game kind of purchase. To be honest, there isn't really a whole lot of the trucks that I actually like in this game. Like design wise and stuff like that. There's some pretty cool ones for sure, but at the end of the day, my favorites are, you know, the GMC that we have and the White Western Star, which we get very soon. So I always end up reusing them. Yes, okay, so our turn off is going to be right here. This is where we need to get to. Alright, we have found raised suspension for our Chevy pickup. Perfect. That we don't really plan on using. Or I would like not to. Oh my goodness. The articulation of these vehicles is a little disappointing. It's not really what's the word I'm looking for? The phrase I'm looking for. It's realistic, and for the most part, I think it's very accurate, especially with the leaf springs up front and stuff like that. It's just I I fell a little bit out of the off-roading scene. I used to off-road with my dad and, my brother, some of my friends all the time. I was super into it. I used to have a 2010 GMC 3/4 ton, and I used to take it so many places, and it was the same thing with, I had a 1982 Blazer, and I took that everywhere as well. Oof, ouch. Oh, oh, that's bad. That's a bad spot. That's a bad spot. We gonna... There we go. Alright, so anyways, yeah, no, I did a lot of off-roading, a lot of mudding and stuff like that, and I really loved it. But then just everyone else, started getting some different stuff going on in their life. I ended up moving out of where everyone was, and I switched my scene over to the car scene, bought a car and everything. I got into a car accident, which forced me to... Yeah, there is a watchtower over here. It forced me to get rid of the truck, possibly. I couldn't afford my payments anymore. So that was another reason I switched from the car, or from the truck to the car. But then I started trying to get back into it, bought myself a Nissan, and I used that for off-roading. And then I ran out of space to store 2 vehicles, so I had to get rid of the Nissan. And then my job required me to get a truck, so I had to trade my car for a new truck. So now I have a 2019 GMC Elevation. My friends got into overlanding, so they'd set their Tahoe up for overlanding, and it looks pretty sick, honestly. And I was doing kind of the same thing with my pickup. So we'll collect this watchtower here. Awesome. So yeah, they had set it up, and I was doing the same thing. So I've got like an overlanding tent for my truck. I put a lift kit into it for off-roading purposes, getting over, bigger rocks and stuff, and crawling through creeks and stuff like that. But then, life took some more turns, and I got into some other things. So, I haven't really been in the off-roading scene in a long time, and I replaced that with slightly different hobbies. I am actually really into RC cars, because RC cars, if you build a scaler, you can do basically virtually the exact same thing that I was doing with my pickup, only you're paying a fraction of the cost. I mean, when I broke the steering arms and everything on my 2010, we had to bush fix it, and that was a couple $100 or something like that. If you break a little rod on a scalar RC car, it's like a couple, tens of 20s of bucks or something like that. So it's astronomically less. You don't have to pay fuel. You just recharge your batteries, and then you can just get into some crazier stuff. I had started out with a scalar, which is a smaller version of a car. That's what it is. It's a scalar. It comes with a frame and everything, so it acts mostly like a car. Or a truck, sorry, a pickup. So I'd started out with that. Found a good deal. It had a Blazer body on it. It was pretty cool. So, look at that. You can see the stars and everything. Light cloud. It's kind of beautiful, isn't it? So, but yeah, it started out as a scalar, and my dad has been into RCs for forever, so he knew how to make it better and do more things. So when you're doing rock climbing and stuff, you want more articulation, you want your wheels to lift and stuff a fair bit better and all that. So he told me that, like, the first thing to do was to put longer shocks in your RC. So we put longer shocks on, it got better articulation. I put a Camaro body on it, so it was like a Camaro truck, which was pretty cool. I had tried using that same idea on my Nissan. I bought longer shocks for it to see if it would help. It failed. It failed miserably. That was not a good idea. So I did intend on lifting the Nissan. I've gone into a hole. Do not go this way. We're currently on our way to another watchtower is what I am doing. But yeah, so... And I kept looking for more and more flex and more capability out of my RC cars, and eventually I switched everything over. I still have that car, but the only piece I think left on it from those days that's still that, it might be like a base plate or something like that. I've replaced absolutely everything on it. It is officially a crawler. It's a competition grid crawler now. So that's what I like to play with, and sometimes when I'm playing this game, I want to do things like what my crawler did, or what my crawler does, and the vehicles just do not do the same thing, and I need to constantly remind myself, this is not your RC crawler. Do not try to climb over that rock. Oh no. Do not try to climb over that or whatnot. So, got a little bit high centered there, I think. There she goes. This can be some nasty muck. Alright. You can see we've got a swamp here, so that's always fun. Oh, what am I stuck on? There's nothing here! Oh no, don't tell me I'm buried. Sometimes that watchtower can be detrimental because you just like if you stop. Let's see if it happens. You can see, like, look at that. I already sank into the mud. Now you gotta climb out of it again. So, yeah, going to this watchtower as well. Actually, this puts us in pretty good position to pick up and do a bit of a side mission, going and exploring some views. So we can get a little bit of money for that. So, come on. Get us out of this muck. Come on, Scout. This thing's doing pretty good. Look at it, it's just covered in mud. Of course, the smart thing to do would be to put off-road tires on it, wouldn't it? Nope, still rocking the highways. Just asking for trouble. We've got a diff lock. We've got all-wheel drive. What do we... Oh, no. What do we need mud tires for, he says, as he gets stuck. There's something a little more solid. Oh my goodness. This poor Scout, just burying it in the mud. Whoa, that got deep. Look at that, I can't even see your headlights anymore. Let's pull me straight through. Dangerous water level. It's starting to sound like we need a snorkel. Come on, you can do it. Climb onto the tree. Onto the tree. Really, you're not gonna climb onto the tree? Oh, there we go. The tree just broke. So now we'll just climb right through where the tree should be. So, alright, head out this way. It's kind of funny. I mean, the day and the nighttime, I'm pretty sure, are the exact same length, but for some weird reason, the night always feels longer than the day, and it always feels like it's nighttime when I'm doing stuff. Drives me a little bit nuts. So, alright, so I think we are here. No, this is the trail we need. Just getting a little too ahead of myself. Looks like we've already banged up our headlights. Don't shine quite as brightly as they should. So, all right, so there we have it. We're gonna camp out here for the night. It's gonna be the plan. So, anyways, pretty interesting episode we had here today. Flipping the GMC. It was obviously a little bit more interesting on my end with recording because I ended up forgetting what I was like. I ended up not turning my mic on, so I had to go back and redo everything to go through all this work. So in our next one, we will carry on doing some scouting. We're going to try and open up the map so that way we know what jobs we can tackle. We're going to try and be as efficient as we can. Like if we're at the Steel River and we need metal beams over at one spot, like at the farm, and then the farm, we need to bring consumables to another job over in the same area. You know, we're going to try and work it out a little bit better, try and plan it a little bit better is what we're going to shoot for. So, but for now, that will be all for today's video. So thank you so much everyone for watching. I hope you're starting to enjoy this, or I hope you're enjoying this, and there will be future mess ups to come. I have a habit of definitely putting myself in positions that I shouldn't be in, so my enjoyment of the game comes from getting myself out of them and proving that I can do it. So I really look forward to doing some of that with you guys. Can't tell you how many times I wished I was recording some of these other ones. But anyways, so thanks again everyone for watching. I hope to see you guys in the next one, and peace out.